Hi y'all, welcome to a new video. I saw Hannah Louise Poston post this video and I was like, that's really interesting. So today we're gonna do my makeup backwards, but I'm also gonna use my most neglected makeup and stuff that's potentially on the chopping block for when I declutter. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Rachel. I'm an artist. I'm also neurodivergent and disabled. I use all of those qualities as a lens through which I filter my content. So I'm gonna rifle through my makeup collection and pull out some products and we will get started. All right, we will use the Tower 28 concealer, and if I need it, a little bit of the Yummy Skin from Danessa Myricks. What I'm gonna use, it's not terribly old, but since I bought the CL powder, I have been neglecting this. This is the Haus Labs loose powder, which is lovely, but the CL has just kind of taken over that space in my brain. The next step I would go to would be cream blush, bronzer, and highlight. So what have we got here? You know what? Bespoke from Merit, not gotten nearly the love that it deserves. And the Glossier bronzer in Swept. Do I have a highlight in here? This is one of the Rare Light Cream Luminizers in Phosphine. Now, some of these things I might be a little reticent to use, but I'm pulling them out as a case study, as a thought experiment. I feel like what's really going to determine the direction that this look is going to go is going to be the lips. So I'm going to get a little dangerous here and pull out a lip that maybe I wouldn't normally use for like an everyday. I have lipsticks that I would use going out. Oh, that's my lip scrub from e.l.f. I need to put that on my desk and remember to use it. I feel like this does call for a lip liner. I feel like it's either going to be the Kosas Hot Liner in Infinite or the Hindash lip liner in Brick, depending on the lip. This is a retro lip. It's called Victory Red. It's based on the red lipstick that Elizabeth Arden came out with during World War II to tell the Nazis to F off. We're gonna wear all the red lipstick because the Nazis didn't like makeup. I think I'm gonna be a little bit daring and go with Victory Red, just to really challenge myself. And as for a lip liner, I'm gonna go with Brick from Hindash. And if we're really doing a full face, we need some eyeshadow. Which one of you has been neglected? Because I know what I'm doing on the lips. I'm going to go kind of safe on the eyes and use this Copacetic Cosmetics Perfect Glow Highlighter in Henna. Get it? Perfect glow. I washed my hair last night and I just left it in like a loose braid overnight and it's so pretty. All right, I do need skincare, not something we can wait until the end for. This is my most favoriteest sunscreen. This is the Innisfree Hyaluronic Acid Sun Gel. It's so nicely hydrating. Oh, so the first thing we need to do is the lip, and that's gonna be interesting. It's been a long time since I've worn like a red lip. It's normally something I rock around the holidays. And normally I would put on an oil or some kind of treatment. Let's see what I have here. I know in one of these bins, I have the Rhode Peptide Lip Treatment. There it is. Got it. And that'll be just a nice one to throw on that I can thin it out enough that it'll give me some moisture, but it's not going to really affect the wear of the lipstick in a negative way. Okay, just work that into my lips. It does feel nice. It does feel nice. All right, we're gonna go in with lip liner. I'm gonna fill my lips in entirely and really work it into the lip skin so it kind of grabs onto the lipstick. And then I'm just gonna blot with a tissue. That's gonna remove any extra peptide lip treatment. Now I'm gonna do it again. The fear I have is putting on a red lip and then doing the rest of my makeup. I'm gonna have red lipstick all over my face. That is my fear, but I love this lipstick. I asked for it. It was a Christmas present and it's beautiful. I love what Besame does with their lipsticks. It's got this gorgeous chiseled tip. Oh, it is just a beautiful lipstick, beautiful component. I did it. I did it. I did it. I didn't want to do it. I've had music from My Fair Lady going through my head, like with everything I say. Does anybody else do that? Be in the middle of a sentence and you say something that sounds vaguely familiar and reticent to something that you know from pop culture, and it just lodges something else in your head. Okay. It's a gorgeous lip. It's a gorgeous, cool toned red lip. I love a red lip. I haven't worn one in so long. It used to be my armor. So back when I was working and I'd wake up and I felt awful, I would reach for a red lipstick and it would be like the face that I put on to the world. Nowadays, it's just a little impractical, but I still love it. Next, going backwards would be powder. No, going truly backwards would be mascara. I'm gonna go for the Merit today because it's a little more sedate and I want something that's not gonna overpower the lipstick, but that's also going to like complement it. This is hard. This reverse engineering my makeup, it's hard. It really is a brain bender. And I like that sometimes. I have actually, on occasion, played with doing my mascara first because it does really allow the mascara to set down and then you can put stuff over it and it'll revert to its previous shape, at least on my lashes. I don't have stick straight lashes. My lashes actually have a natural curl, which is one of the reasons I don't use an eyelash curler. I realized when I curled my lashes that I would put on mascara and it would immediately transfer to my upper lid. Well, I am, as of today, 3 weeks out from surgery, and I'm nervous, to say the least, but I'm working on what I can control. I have been doing a massive overhaul of my living space, cleaning, organizing, implementing storage strategies that are going to work with both my autistic brain and my ADHD brain. I'm excited to get things finished and get things in place. It's been a lot of work. All right. Brows. I'm going to do brows. Go in with the Merit 1980 Brow Gel. You know, I have realized just how much of my routine or how much of my makeup really has been informed by Merit products. Their brow gel, I really like. Their brow pencil, I really like. Their blushes are beautiful. That mascara is lovely. And on me, it does tube. I know on some people it doesn't. but on me it tubes beautifully. The only thing I haven't really liked from Merit is their complexion range. I tried their all-in-one complexion stick and it just didn't work. I didn't like it. It was thick, it was heavy. It felt like it was trying to do too much, but it wasn't really well equipped to do anything, if that makes sense. This lipstick feels so nice. It's been a long time since I've worn red. And yeah, if you have bald patches or areas where you're going dry, gray, as long as your brow gel is a good match, you can go in and put a little bit in your hairline and it'll fill it in. You can also do it with brow powder, you can do it with contour powder. It's just a nice little trick because I am going gray and I have earned every single one. But yeah, I get a little sensitive about these gray patches in the front because it looks like I'm going bald. Okay, where would I go from here? Powder. I would powder. So we're gonna powder. I'm gonna use the Haus Labs loose setting powder and just put it in the few places that I would normally powder. Use this is an old powder brush. I've had it forever. It is older than the hills, old as the hills, but it's great. I really like it. I'm interested in trying the powder brush from BK because it feels like it's a similar cut. It's just a little more narrow and tapered. All right. I would normally powder under here. So the purpose of this experiment is really to wear as little makeup as possible. It's to just put makeup where I want and where I feel the need. All right, we have powdered a little bit. Normally put powder up here too, just to reduce the shine. It makes such a difference, especially when I have light pointed at me. Okay. Eyeshadow. Little something on the eyeballs. Going in with this really beautiful, really like, this is my skin tone in shine. It's so pretty. You know, I know that Copacetic was at the Indie Polish and Beauty Expo. I didn't make it to their table. So pretty, so easy and light, and it's not fighting with the lipstick. I really want to put on blush because that's where I normally start with the shape of my face after my brows. My brows are so not even and it's driving me batty. They don't even look like sisters. They look like distant cousins. So I'm contemplating getting my hair cut just before my surgery so that I don't have to worry about it getting all grody. And I normally have her wax my eyebrows, but I don't think that that's practical this time. I don't know. I'll talk to my stylist and see what she suggests. Brows, on point. Okay, we've powdered. I would go under my eyes with my Phytosurgeon's bronzer in shade 1. So I guess we're doing that. This feels so strange. I feel like someone has moved my water dish a little bit just in those crevasses. Alexa, what is the plural of crevasse?
From thesaurus.net. Crevasses is a plural form of the noun crevasse, meaning a deep crack or fissure in a glacier or other surface.
So it is crevasses. It's not crevasse. Into these individual crevasses is... Okay. Bronzer. Let's do bronzer. Grab my Sephora 88, which is my go-to cream bronzer brush. And normally I would dot this out and just put it on my face, but I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. Maybe, I don't know. Haven't tried it with this. We're trying new things today. Let's try something else that's new. Why not? Oh, wow, that was way too much. I had forgotten what a punch this stuff brings to the party. Oh my God, that was so much. All right, we're just gonna blend. We're just gonna blendy blend into the hairline. Today is Labor Day. It's the first day I've had to like sit down and film because I've been painting my bedroom, I've been cleaning, I've been assembling furniture, and occasionally taking a minute to actually go down to my art space and paint because it's something I really want to do and I just haven't had time to do it. So last night, after a full day of painting, moving, cleaning, all of those things that you do when you're rehabbing a space, I took a bath. Lovely bath. It got lovelier after my cat stopped screaming, literally at the door, screaming and clawing at the bathroom door. Barbarian. Okay. I would do highlighter before I do blush. And normally I would do powder blush. I'm sticking with creams today. I don't know why. I'm gonna go in with the same brush I used for my bronzer. All right. One of the things that I like that I know a lot of people don't is the fragrance from these Ritual de Fille products. They have quite a bit of lavender in them. And I, as a lavender lover, like it, but I know a lot of people would find it intrusive. Blush. We're going in with Bespoke by Merit. I was watching something the other day and they were like, oh yeah, Bespoke. I'm like, don't I have that? And that's kind of what precipitated the using my neglected makeup part of this. Look how pretty that is. Ugh. It's just a little ruddiness. And again, it's not really fighting the lipstick because it's so sheer. It just boosts what's naturally in my skin without covering it up. Without like covering up my freckles or my melasma. Whew. Okay. Concealer. I don't know that I'm actually going to end up using a full face tint like the Yummy Skin, but I will be using the concealer from Tower 28. I'm going to put it on my hand, put it on the back of my hand, and then I will use a brush to like pinpoint or just gently conceal the areas that I feel I need it. Grab a, what is this, a A506 from BK. You want a little bit there. There's some redness around my nose. Like my nose is always red, and it is just a point of sensitivity. I know that nobody else would care or notice, but I notice, and that is enough to make me want to give it a little something. I'm going to deal with a little bit of this redness that's still on my forehead that did not get bronzed. use just a little bit. I didn't contour. I forgot to use contour. So I'm going to go in and reverse contour with this brighter concealer stick. All right. I'm liking the look thus far. There are a couple areas that I want to fine tune. And these are normally things I would do at the end of my makeup. But I do, okay. The red lipstick is a lot, but I kind of like that I've left the rest of my face relatively exposed. It doesn't look like I have a ton of makeup on my face. I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury contour just to put a little bit in my crease because it makes such a difference on my eyes to blend out that crease. Look at the difference. This side looks a little patchy. It looks red. The eyeshadow just looks kind of strange. But when I tap out my crease and then up to the curve of my eyebrow, it smooths that area. It doesn't necessarily change the color, it just changes the texture. I should have setting sprayed first, but I didn't. It's cool. It's fine. That is just about gonna do it. All right, maybe a hit more blush. Just a bit. Just a smidge. Refer LCO2. Something a little more concentrated. I love blush, not just as like extra color on the face, but the way that it helps really shape my face. I feel like if I'm truly like looking for the easiest way to contour, for me it's blush. It's not going in with something cool toned and gray, but instead blushy and flushy, two of the Forgotten Dwarves. It's a game my family used to play when I was a kid. You know, the Rejected Dwarves. So blushy and flushy. And it just gives my face a lift. All right, well that was a really interesting experiment. I am glad I went for a bold lip that I then had to work around. I think that is something I'm probably going to do in the future when I decide to wear a bold lip, because I tend to put on my face makeup and then by the time I end up putting on my lipstick, my makeup is just too much. But this is beautiful. And honestly, like if I were to entirely skip concealer, I don't know that I would necessarily miss it. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this. This was really interesting and a lot of fun. I hope it kind of got your brain buzzing and thinking about like, okay, what parts of my makeup routine can I skip? If you have ever done this, let me know. I'm curious. I hope you are taking care of yourselves so you can take care of each other, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, friends.